Tag TV and Tag Radio be seen and heard by both technology users and technology producers throughout the state of Georgia and around the world. Low cost, big benefits, powerhouse online branded video and audio has arrived. Tag TV, Tag Radio, there's a lot more to know. This edition of Tech Talk is brought to you by GlobalSpeak.com, new media consultants, corporate video and audio communications, video and audio production and distribution, live and virtual event production. Tag TV and Tag Radio is a service of GlobalSpeak.com, creatively delivering powerful marketing, video, and audio solutions. Time is money. Boy, is that an old saying told 20 minutes ago. Well, I'm sure they didn't take into consideration inflation, the global economy, and high-speed connectivity. Now it's all about scalable, reliable time tracking and cost recovery. Did you even know that tracking your access time improves your bottom line? Greetings, everyone. It's Tuesday, February 14, 2012, and this is Tech Talk with Technology Association of Georgia President Tino Mantella. Up to the Tech Talk, progressive time entry systems that capture time and unleash productivity. As Tino speaks with Matthew McInerny, Director of Development and Professional Services for Advanced Productivity Software, APS. APS offers two world-class solutions and is the choice of more than 600 law firms. Matt has been with APS for 13 years and prior 7 years managing technical solutions for law firms. Widely considered one of the legal IT industry's experts, he is often quoted and is a published author. In fact, he has been interviewed in recent editions of print and online publications of Inside Counsel magazine. The impact of IT on law firms and the global competitive demand for increased efficiency and profitability in today's and tomorrow's legal environment. The Tech Talk checks the pace of reliable time tracking with Advanced Productivity Software Director of Development and Professional Services, Matthew McInerny.
Matthew, thank you for joining me on Tech Talk today.
Thank you for having me on.
APS, I think some of our listening audience may not know much about the company and your focus. So as I understand it, you're part of what the company does is adds to the efficiency and respect to time, accuracy, and even like time entry, time capture, particularly for the legal industry. So talk a little bit about why that's a need today. What with technology, how is that changing, and then about how your company addresses that need.
Okay. Well, APS has been trying to provide solutions in the space that's vertical for about 20 years, so we've seen some change over those years. We came into a market that contained timekeepers, legal professionals that would be entering time through paper submission. And obviously with the advent of computers, they can do a lot more for people. And so time capture turned into basically the ability to enter your time in electronically instead of via paper. Think of it as just a simple form like checking out from a website. You have to put in your name, address, and so forth. Well, legal professionals need to enter their time in throughout the day, tracking what work they've performed for which of their customers they were doing the work. Over the years, computers have been able to offer more and more to these people, making it easier for them to get their time in. For example, computers know what the day of the week is. It knows what clients and matters the users have been doing the work for, and it may even know the types of work that the person has been working on. So those become choices for the user to pick rather than just free-form entry. And so time entry has evolved from that to more of the modern day now where the term time capture is used much more. And time capture means the ability for the computer to capture this time and make it much more accurate for these users. And the way it can capture time is either through journaling methods like logbooks or through pop-ups. So, for example, with journaling, a user that may have waited to the end of the day to account for their time can look back over their day and the things that they were doing on their computer. what emails have they read, what websites they've been to, which documents have they opened and printed, and they can look through this log, and that will help refresh their memory on what matters they were working on. The real-time pop-up method may actually interfere with their workflow, but it can provide more accurate capture because at the time of hanging up the phone, for example, software can pop up and say, would you like to bill for this time entry or for this time you just spent on the phone? So by this interrupting their workflow a little bit, you actually get more accurate data because at that very moment they know exactly what they were working on. They can type in a description of what they were working on, and they can pick tasks that are appropriate for what they were doing.
So the old adage, time is money, I guess applies here, and are companies that are using your technology and other technologies like yours seeing an outcome? Can you point to some stats that there's more efficiency, higher payments? What's of course, our listeners want less payments, but nevertheless, what are the outcomes that you're shooting for that companies are looking for nowadays?
Well, the two areas that are important to our customers are the accuracy of their entries. They would like accurate billing of their customers,
right,
as well as their realization numbers. When they send out their bills to their customers, the more accurate they are, the customers are going to be more likely to understand them and be willing to pay them because in some cases there's discussions and refusal to pay based on ambiguity or inaccurate information.
And I guess a company, the corporate office, if you will, can also look and have a better assessment in terms of efficiencies and, let me just say, unproductive or non-billable time. Is that part of it as well?
Absolutely. The goal for each law firm, of course, is to have all of their billable people as billable as possible. And so by collecting this information across the entire enterprise, they're able to look and see who is not as billable as others and who is good at doing certain things maybe more rapidly than others and plan and assign workloads based off this information.
And you have a product called DTE Axiom. Talk a little bit about that. Or is that what we've been discussing in terms of those features that people are looking for?
Yes, DTE Axiom is our product suite. It encompasses a Windows application, a browser application, a BlackBerry for mobile, iPhone software, iPad software. All these things make it easy for people to get their time in seamlessly, whether they're at the office or on the road.
So mobility's big nowadays. And let's go beyond your company, but what are companies looking for in terms of using their mobile devices? I mean, is this something that the legal profession can also have an app or something on their phone where they can also log in the same way, or how does that work?
Exactly. The mobile sector has grown dramatically in the last few years. Most of the law firms out there had BlackBerry devices for their users and could purchase BlackBerry software that would help them with this. In the last year or two, the smartphone area, like iPhones and iPads, have really exploded. It's a new breed. They're much smarter, much easier to use. And so that area is really starting to take off. People use these things not only when they're on a plane or train, when you originally think of something like mobile, while you're traveling, you'd want to use it. But we've had people be excited to tell us they've used time entry in the elevator as they're moving between floors. They're getting their work done from the last few things they worked on, so they don't have to think of time entry as a task they have to do at the end of the day, the week, or the month. So mobile is just up and away from your desk. It's not necessarily just traveling from one city to another.
And we talked about legal services, but it would seem like this same product would apply for accounting and other professions where they have billable hours. But are you strictly focused on the legal profession?
The majority of our customers are in the legal space. We do have some in the accounting area, and we're always looking to expand where it makes sense and where we can offer a solution that will help somebody with their day-to-day time capture needs.
Well, we have time for one more question, and wanted to just kind of look at what's coming next. If you could talk, not so much about the company and what it's doing today, but companies in the space. What are there other opportunities for more efficiencies, down the pike?
Absolutely. I'm really excited to keep an eye on this area. A couple of things really stand out: the geolocation and then the voice activation. So with geolocation, that's where the device knows where you are at any given time. And with voice activation, we've heard in the news quite a bit lately about Siri. Siri has the ability to react to requests from the user. So in the time entry, time capture world, I see that really coming together, bringing those things together. Think of somebody stepping out of a courtroom and saying, "Record my time," to the phone. Well, the phone knows where they are. They know they're in a courtroom. It knows their calendar. It knows what meeting they're at. It knows what client and matter is associated with that meeting. And it knows how long they're in the courtroom. It knows how long they're at that location. So almost an entire time entry could be filled out for a user by them just simply holding down the button and saying, "Record my time."
Well, that sounds very interesting, and sounds like something that's going to be very valuable to the legal profession. So, Matthew, congratulations on the activities at APS, and thanks for joining me on Tech Talk today.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.